Hey, Wales, good morning. Happy Saturday. It's March 29th. Let's go over and recap the markets and review Tesla for this upcoming week. Let's go over Tesla. Um, so a lot of things happened, right? Markets have been pretty bearish lately. And I want to take a look at the S&P 500 right now. And I'm on the 30-minute time frame here, guys. Um, I want to basically start off by saying that we are pretty bearish here, okay? Now, the reason why is that when we do come off specific lows, guys, right? When we do have a downtrend and we come off these lows, typically, if the bottom is in, you want to see 5 waves in, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towards the upside, okay? So you want to see 5 waves in. That means that this is an impulsive structure. It's bullish, right? If you essentially have the same structure, this downtrend, however, off the lows, you only see 3 waves in, guys. That's pretty bearish to me. This is what you typically call an ABC structure and what you see as a bear flag. All right, these bear flags typically have continuation like this, guys, right? So instead of we having a 5-wave structure up, then a dip, higher low, and then we keep going up, the 3-wave structures typically are continuation towards the downside like that. Okay. So I want to go over to bullish path, which is, I think as of right now, it's less likely. All right. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, very forced, right? You can see it's very forced. If we're calling this the bullish path, we see an ABC structure coming down, right? For potential wave 2 in blue. So a wave 1 that got put in for a wave 2. And then essentially right now, guys, the S&P 500 needs to bounce. Okay, it really needs to bounce. It's super deep retrace. This looks very impulsive to me. You can see that Google and stocks like Meta and even Amazon, they're getting ready to break their last lows. Okay, that could be an early warning signal for the overall markets here. Okay, now if the S&P can sort of push up here, you can see that Tesla, right? We have the same structure, 5 waves in, A, B, C in red. And once S&P can bounce, now we can push up higher for Tesla like that. Okay. Tesla does seem the most bullish out of the Mag 7s. So that's a really good sign. Now, secondly, if this is a bearish sequence, guys, like I mentioned, the 3-wave move, you can see that we have clear 3 waves, right? We can see that we have a 1, 2, 3 only instead of 5. Right, so if that's a clear 3 waves, then this structure that we're looking at is impulsive. So we would have 5 waves down. 1, 2, this would be a 3, 4, 5, like this, right? So we're working on a potential 4, 5 coming down before a larger bounce and then more downside like this, guys. Okay, so this is pretty bearish, guys. It's pretty bearish. And if that's the case, then Tesla, right, would put in sort of like a dead cat bounce, maybe closer to here, like 280, before it tests these invalidation lows. All right. And then from here, we'll let the market decide whether or not, right, it can bounce and keep going up, or we have a failed structure and going down even further, closer to 180 to 150. So time will tell, right? We'll probably get more evidence, by the 2nd, 3rd week of April, right? That's sort of the timing schedule between all these stocks, right? So you can take some bars here, right? That's about 16 days. So if we project out what's going to happen, okay, right? So yeah, 2nd week of April, Wednesday, the 16th of April. This is sort of the market decider of what's essentially going to happen. So how am I going to be playing this? Well, right now, right, this is sort of what I'm expecting, at least a bounce. But from here, are we going to fail and test these lows? Or are we going to bounce, dip, and then hold this higher low and push forward, right? So next week, I'm expecting a bounce, right? Maybe on Monday. But who knows what's going to happen once we do get that bounce. Okay. Very sketchy times. I have no idea, guys. I wish I had some clarity, but the S&P, it's a pretty big retrace here. Doesn't look bullish to me, right? We broke that trend line. So that's a pretty early warning sign. Google, right? Everything's breaking the lows here. So does that mean that the S&P will break as well, right? If you take a look at nvda as well, we're getting very close to the invalidation level, right? So we have a wave 1 potential in blue coming down for a 2, right? So a W in red, X, Y coming down. So we have a 3-wave move here. So NVIDIA really needs to hold this, right? It really needs to hold this and at least get a bounce or to all-time, or not all-time highs, but at least get a nice significant bounce here, okay? Um, it's not looking too good, guys, to be honest. It's not looking too good. So let's see, right? Let's see. It is coming with divergence though here, right? On the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, RSI is coming with divergence. We're getting a double cross on the MACD. So on Monday, looks like it could bounce here. Maybe one more lower, right? One more lower here before a potential bounce. Very, very, very bearish so far, guys. Very bearish, right? Um, So again, Tesla looks like the most bullish. So that's the good news. Just make sure you have a stop loss on the validation levels. Don't overexpose too much because the S&P 500, it's pretty deep retrace, guys, right? So have your stop losses if you're long, right? At the lows, at the invalidation levels. And let's see what the markets decide. But overall, yeah, I'll see you guys. See ya.